At first glance, this case is a tough one. The defense of a loved one versus self-defense. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, versus John 15:13. There's no greater love than to lay your life down for a friend. Difficult. Impossible to choose at first glance. As a matter of fact, if the defense can keep you looking at the surface, the first glance, the Ross family has no hope at justice for their son. Now, before we go any further, before you make any assumptions, I should tell you that I am a proud gun owner, a supporter of the Second Amendment, and a former Marine. Truth be told, I took this case for a lot of the same reasons I served. Duty, honor, but mostly to protect the least of these. So what is this case about? I can tell you this case goes beyond first glance. It's much deeper than that. You see, this case is about a young, promising scholar named Stephen who had his whole life in front of him, who actually, as brave as a Marine, sacrificed his life for his girlfriend while being gunned down by someone. Someone who did not have to do so. Someone who, unlike the police, did not have to be there. In this case, one person deprived another person of their human rights as defined by law. Behind all of the smoke and mirrors that the defense will throw at you, this case is simple. This is a case of one human being's future being taken by another. One in the position of strength, rendering powerless another who fought for the life of a friend, a loved one, his girlfriend, from a position of utter weakness. Human might and the will to be a protector versus the impulsive trigger finger of a scared teen wielding the unremitting force of an automatic rifle. Nonetheless, perhaps surprisingly, I'm going to ask you to do something you may find odd. I'm going to ask you to forget. From now on, when we talk about our clients, I challenge you to forget. Forget that Stephen was an activist. Lettered in wrestling, was a college scholarship earner. Forget his name. None of that matters here. See him simply as human. Forget Lyle as well. Forget his reputation. Forget his past. Forget what leads to judgment. I'm not going to try his character, for there's nothing more human than a flawed character. Nope. I ask you to clear your minds. Remember their humanness, and I trust that you will find that my client was unjustly deprived of the right to live. You know, the difference between a civilian and someone who served is the understanding of the responsibility of taking a life. A life was taken. There is a responsibility, a liability for that. A liability that carries a cost. A human cost. A cost to the Ross family who were robbed of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And although a human life is truly priceless, we must judge those who unjustly take life. For life has value. And that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is why we are here.